What's goody team? What's goody? Welcome back to today's trade recap. It is Thursday, the 2nd of April. And before we get started, everything you see on this channel is for educational, informational purposes only. Myself and the Blueprint do not provide any financial advice, investment advice, or trading recommendations of any kind. All trading involves significant risk. You could lose more than you invest. Always do your own research and consult a licensed financial professional before making any trading or investment decisions. So let's get straight into it. I did not take a trade today. Coming into the day, this is a demo account, as you can see. I took a short, but let's kind of go into the actual trade of today. So realistically, coming into the day, I had this 1 hour and this 4 hour area marked out because I was thinking, great, we can see that we had a strong push down from this morning in Asia session because of the Orange Man's speech about not ending the war. So you can see that this was our last protected low, broke through it with good momentum and force. And I was thinking, look, if I'm going to short from anywhere, it's going to be here. And I called out to my Discord today. Let me read out word for word what I said to my Discord. With a 400-point pre-market drop, Trump having spoken 3 out of 3 days this week during London session, and it's a short trading week due to Easter, I'm not going to be on the charts. I'll look for some A-plus setups from this area here, but I won't be too keen. We're bouncing between two daily fair value gaps. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. This is literally a demo account, that's why. We're bouncing between two daily fair value gaps in a bit of a middle area. Longing makes sense off the daily fair value gap because it just made sense. And then shorting it also made sense. But I was a little bit confused with what the market wanted to do overall. I was thinking, look, if we're going to long, it's going to be into a higher time frame area of interest, potentially up into here. I said 960 was my area, which was the entry of the 1 hour and the 4 hour gap. So I was like, cool, if you want to long into there, you potentially could, but I still wouldn't do that because we technically were in a daily fair value gap. So we could very much have longed from this. So longing from this into that gap to come back down could have been very valid. But what did we see happen? So coming into the session, where did it start? Session started about here, right? So I can see pretty chops. Was not too keen on it. Pretty chops. I wasn't going to long this because it just didn't make sense for me to long it. And I wasn't going to short it either unless it was going to be coming out of this higher time frame gap up here. I did happen to see a setup come through because I can see there's a 2-minute breaker structure up here, and we can see our protected low got taken. Now you might be asking, Dev, why didn't you not take this? This is your setup, right? One, this breaker structure down isn't with good momentum or force. Yes, it's a strong body close, but then, pardon me, sorry, you can see that if it was proper good, like to proper short it, it looks something like yesterday's trade. Let me kind of go into yesterday's trade a little bit. Something like this, right? This is good momentum and pressure. What we have right now, this probably isn't good momentum and pressure for me to get in, right? I know what my setup looks like. I know what A plus is. This is kind of like B tier. So this is not something I would have been super keen putting too much risk on. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's see what we can do. Hence why I'm on the demo account. And then I saw a 2-minute gap got retested. And then my trade idea was, all right, cool. Enter down here, protect this high up here, and see what we can do. So I also have a rule. At 8:30 Sydney time, which is literally here, I will log off and I'll cancel all pending trades which I have. Because I do not get into trades after 8:30. My data tells me most of my trades come before 8:30. Most of the trades after 8:30, like I'm not going to say they're not too great, but most of my success comes before 8:30, and that's all I needed to know. I'm not going to try to force a trade after. I don't want to be, look, if I go to sleep soon, I don't want to be having a trade that could potentially be open on my mind, which could prevent my sleep from being good, which could affect my decisions tomorrow, right? I rather just not take a trade, come back tomorrow, or let's say I don't even take a trade tomorrow, right? I can come back next week when conditions are a little bit better, and just trade next week and have no issues whatsoever instead of taking something and breaking my rules. So I just slapped it on a forward test, literally just slapped the position on, and it ended up working out, right? Am I mad that it worked out? Absolutely not. I followed my rules to the T, no issues whatsoever. Yes, it was literally like what? 5 minutes after the time I logged off. Not too mad. If this was like really, really, really A plus, I would have been teeny tiny bit mad, but it's not an issue, right? A pluses come up all the time. It's not going to be something, it's not the end of the day if you miss an A plus setup. If you break your rules, that is a bit of the end of the day. So yeah, great. I didn't trade anything today, but I'd say great session. Followed my rules. Kind of was a little bit risk averse coming into the session, just with everything going on geopolitically, and then Trump kind of speaking at the most random times, kind of fluctuating the market up and down. Like if I go into yesterday, we can see that this candle over here was literally a Trump candle. This candle here was Trump saying something, and then he said something the day before as well. Let me try to find it. Where is it? I think it's here. Yeah, so he said something here, and it's just like this market's a bit cooked because we can't even predict when Trump's going to speak. He's just going to say something, right? So I was happy to be very risk averse in today's session. I'm happy to not even trade tomorrow as well, given it's Good Friday for us in Australia. But yeah, come back tomorrow. If not tomorrow, come back next week to see what the market can present to us. Hopefully it's something good. Cool. And if you want to be catching trades live with me and you want to be getting the updates which I give out to my mentorship students, click the link in my bio, the BMT Blueprint, and work with me directly. I'll speak to you guys soon.